What a week it's been so far. Honestly, I've attempted to do videos twice now already. We're on Wednesday. Failed miserably every time. It's just been manic. I've done like half videos, but they just wouldn't make sense. Tomorrow, I'm leaving for Japan. On Saturday, I will be spawning my Showa out there. I cannot quite believe, after the emotional toll already and journey I've been on with that, you know, circling the drain about a month ago, to be back in the game. The ponds that were due for the fry had to be taken up. Loads of stuff that looked like it might not go ahead, but now it's game on. I land on Friday, I'll be picking the male fish. On Saturday, I'll be putting it all together. By Sunday-ish, maybe Monday latest, I'll know if we've got anywhere. So, and that's going to dictate the rest of the trip, whether I actually end up coming home early. We're back to all the ifs. It won't be long until we actually know, which is amazing. Last night I had a shipment in. If I feel and look a bit haggard, it's because I am. 3:30 AM finish, back up at 7. Yeah, weird. Well, my head's absolutely smashed in right now. And just trying to tie up a few loose ends before I get on that flight tomorrow. But I've got a couple to share with you. I've just got a net full of really cool Koda Tosai I've just got to get through. But here in front of you, something really different I want to share. Goshiki Sanke from Kibi Koi Farm. You might have seen these doing the rounds. Again, they're not going to be for everyone, and they're in an interesting stage of development, but let me show you what I've actually got of them. There's a video when I selected these back in December, link above on that one. So far they've grown exceptionally well. Despite the pond they've been in has been a bit problematic, they were quite hard to settle down. But since then they've just gone from strength to strength. So let me show you, and I'll tell you a little bit more information about them. So here they are. I think you've probably figured out by now, when something is happening, I love the weird, the unusual. What I do like is to see that there's quality behind it, however, and there is real quality in the breeding of this. This was actually built off of a Sakai female Sanke, which is pretty damn impressive. It was a big fish that he's used as well. He expects big growth from these. He's talking Nisai, 60 cm is Kibi's expectation. And this batch is one I hand selected them all. Now, this is more the kind of finished look. And don't get me wrong, it's tough. Goshiki Sanke, you've had the odd one every now and again. I always respect a breeder who goes sort of balls deep and actually tries to stabilise something that's not being particularly stable. This one's darkened up. They do go, so Kuro's really dark background, but as ever, the light in here and the summer temperatures and the fact they're growing has dropped it all off. So we're looking at a lot lighter Sanke right now, but you can see that background colour. What I do know is, and I expected it, they're going to look messy at this point because you've got the background colour not formed properly. Here you've got proper sumi look and sumi forming, which has all got to happen. But when you throw all that together, it looks quite messy. However, you can really see the Goshiki Benny in them. I think this is quite a nice example because we've got a bit of refinement look. You can really see that it's a Sanke there. We've got the Goshiki characteristic. Now imagine that background getting the deeper Kuro style, and then offset against that Goshiki Benny with that sumi. There's cool potential in them for sure. Look, that one's heading that way a little bit more, but again, it looks messy because the background colour is also in between at the moment. Benny quality is superb, and as you will see, body wise, they're not lacking. Look, really strong body characteristics. So it's not like he's gone and produced an unusual variety that also it won't grow, stuff like that. That bothers me. It's why I admire what he did with Golden Corn so much, because at the end of it, he produced a fish with real credibility in the sense of body and growth genetics. And that's what's here in these. So I've netted these up, so I'm going to leave the lads to photograph them. And the plan is I'm going to release some for sale and include a growing option with them. I'll be doing it on the Koi Online WhatsApp group, so or possibly through the website. I'm not sure yet. You can stay tuned for that. But if you're not in the group, there's a link in the description to get in there for these coming up. But really cool. Those that are into the weird and wonderful and all that type of stuff, it's just another one of those varieties. And I've seen more finished examples and bigger. You know, that's the picture you've got to kind of stick to. because, like I say, the development phase these are at right now is not covering them in glory, but you can see the signs of it all, look. And then at the extreme end of it, you get ones that have gone like this, look. You know, almost back to white. But again, that the sumi will start coming back through. So, yeah, like what I'm seeing. I think they're good fun, and the very least, I know they're going to grow like lunatics because the early signs have been good. I mean, that one's really light, look, but look how well structured it is as a Sanke. Then all of a sudden you get the background colour come up, away we go. So yeah, stay tuned for them if you're into your weird and wonderful. But something there's just not a lot of, because he's the only breeder that is actually producing them properly. Like I say, guys have done the odd one every now and again, but fair play to him. So you see this lovely lot, I've nearly done it again as well. So much Koda does. There's actually, I've been growing these, I'm using the Nexus, one of the outdoor Nexus ponds that's heated. So I'm aiming just to put, there's about 200 fish in here. Some customers that are growing that we sold in the group, and then my fish, so I wanted to get it down to 100. But honestly, we've got, I mean, your pearl ginrin, your tancho, look, all your metallic stuff, Deutsch ginrin goshiki, some harawaki, odd garomo, Deutsch Sanke, he's got Beniki Kukuru now as well. He's and crazy for how he runs the operation. Deutsch Yamabuki, that'll come from the Deutsch Harawaki. Yeah, very impressive bloke in what he does. Benny Komomryu in there as well, you name it. It's Goshiki Ginrin Goshiki. Chiba, Koda's Chiba are very popular. He's yeah, hell of a guy, hell of a farm. We'd certainly have a big hole to fill if we didn't have his Tosai every year from a variety perspective.
And that, ladies and gents, very short one. I'm going to show you because I'm just doing my last laps, checking around, leaving jobs, bits that need doing. I'll show you where we've got to in these greenhouses right now, because I've got a lot done in regards to getting fish settled down for the summer growing. A little bit behind, I must say. We'd have been right on course, but if I'm potentially gone for these 2 weeks, a little bit of a setback, but as you know, we can always pull it back in the winter with the heating. So let's have a look.
So this pond now, we've got the my Sakai Nisai NND DKs that are growing through. Some customer, some my fish. I'm not quite sure what kind of split it is, but looking fabulous. We've photographed, measured and weighed everything in there before we've started. So they've been on the food for about 3 or 4 days now since that was done. Obviously the big girls, got a bit of investigating in there because they're not super happy at the minute. So I'm going to get the lads to just have a look what that's all about. And then Tosai pond we've got sorted. Excited for this one. This is all big now, jumbo Tosai that are going to grow through. NND mainly. So NND Showa, those crazy NND Kohaku, oranges, yamis. There's a couple of Kibi fish I've slipped in, and then there's going to be Takano Sankes, a few of when I get back, slipped into there. This pond causing havoc at minutes. We've got a leak in here, which we've tried to address it several times. But this is Nisai growing through to Sansai that they really are looking well. And despite the problem is it's having to have a lot of fresh water, which is causing havoc. Because it's not how I like to do it. I'm not getting the water settled how I like the water settled. But despite that, and that's more of a skin conditioning thing there, despite that they are feeding well and putting the weight on. And then one we got done, the Asagi corn, if you like, that's all golden corn stuff variations. They're now photographed, weighed and measured. So they're looking really good. Food is now on for them. The little ones are coming out of there. There are naive mixing fish. They're just waiting to go into one of the new batches that arrived. And then this pond, this is the one unfortunately I've not got sorted. So this is all Nisai. It's all big Nisai and some Sansai, but the
smaller of the big Nisai are supposed to be going in there, but we want to document them first, leaving the biggest Nisai and then the Sansai in there. But that is a dreamy pond, it really is. Look, so that as soon as I get back, that's going to be top priority there. We'll get it done. Like I say, I'm not too stretched these days because I don't rely on the natural weather. And then, oh look, one shipment pond. Looks like there's nothing in there, but my God, let me tell you, there's something in there so special. And then the golden corn swamp. Looking good. These are starting to grow like stink. Going to be so many good Nisai to come from there this year. Really, I just enjoy growing them so much. One last look there, look, you've kind of got to. Oh my God, stunning.
So that's that. One last thing for you as well. We're on the climb to 10,000 subscribers on the channel, which is just amazing. And I know I've promised this a few times, but it is finally here. We're having the mega prize draw. There's a link in the description. You join up to our emailing list, you get an entry free of charge. And if you join our text messaging list, you get another entry free of charge. There's all sorts in this competition. There's that special signed copy of Koi Talk signed by the whole Marido family. We've got Saki Akari, we've got other koi related equipment, bits of merchandise from across. There's absolutely all sorts. There's going to be loads of prizes, chances for loads of people to win. When the channel hits 10,000 subscribers, we're going to draw from that mailing list. Everybody who's in there will get their entries according to what they're signed up to, and we'll do the draw live when we hit them 10,000 subscribers. So there's one for you as well. You can do your bit, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Pretty crazy that 50% of the audience that tune in are still not subscribed. So get it done, folks. Get on that link and get signed up. You're going to love it. Other than that, the plan is, while I am in Japan, we're going to be I'm going to be doing the almost daily. We'll see what happens, but loads of updates pretty much as it's happening. And please, guys, keep your fingers crossed for me that this all goes to plan. It's going to be amazing. So excited. So yeah, I'll see you when I'm on the other side of the world.